Just a week after Himachal Pradesh reeled from the Kheerganga cloudburst, the hill state has been battered by yet another wave of cloudburst today. That was in Uttarakhand. Today we're talking about Himachal Pradesh. And two fresh incidents have been reported in Kullu district, unleashing flash floods that have washed away bridges. We're talking about damaged cottages and has now cut off villages in Shimla, Lahaul-Spiti and Kullu. Over 325 roads, including two national highways, are already shut in this monsoon-battered Himachal Pradesh. In Kullu, a cloudburst over Shrikhand Hill flooded the Kurpan ravine, which forced the evacuation of the Bagipul market. And in Tirthan Valley, another valley that is thronged by a lot of tourists, riverside cottages and vehicles were completely swept away. No casualties have been reported so far, but officials have urged residents to remain vigilant. The weather department has issued an orange alert for heavy to very heavy rain in 3 districts of Himachal Pradesh tomorrow. And so far this monsoon, Himachal Pradesh has lost 126 lives, all due to rain-related incidents. 36 people still missing, according to official figures. And the state has endured 63 flash floods, 31 cloudbursts, and 57 major landslides. What is the message that is coming to us from these mountains, from our Himalayan region? Are the Himalayas giving us a warning sign? Flash flood fury for everybody to see. The affected areas have been evacuated as water level continues to rise. 2 cloudbursts in Himachal Pradesh in 24 hours. Top developments coming on your screens as well. And heavy rains continuing to batter Himachal Pradesh. The wounds of Dharali still fresh in our minds. Hanging glaciers, cloudbursts, climate catastrophe that cannot be taken lightly. Do we need policy reform? And how soon? Those are the big questions. Dimri, Professor, School of Environmental Sciences, JNU, with us on the broadcast. Dr. Dimri, we were earlier talking about Dharali, and we've again looked at another cloudburst. We're not worried about whether this was a hanging glacier or whether this was a glacial lake overburst. First, we need to understand what is the biggest message that our mountains and the Himalayan region is trying to send across to us, and how soon do we need to act on it?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I hope I am audible.
You absolutely are.
Okay. See, these mayhem during this period of time of summer is a very repeated phenomenon. Conventional method, model, monitoring and mapping will not work anymore. We need to have a kind of a holistic policy which need to be upgraded with time. We have to understand because of climate change, global warming, temperatures has increased almost in hilly region 0.92 degrees centigrade per centigrade is available. Oceans are warming. So we have a lot of energy available to throw water from lower north over the Himalayan region. Himalayan geomorphology is such, it is prone to flash flood because the volume of river which can take more water is added up from monsoon rain or any kind of orographic forcing. There is urgent need that a policy has to look into these changes into their papers. A zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 5 kind of zonization over the Himalayan region has to be done. And let me also add you here that most of these events which are happening, they are happening roughly 1500 meters to 2500 meters elevation, not much beyond, because the dragging capacity of volume of water beyond that is very rare. Number two, it may be GLOF, it may be anything. Downstream policy is very, very imperatively important, that how the urbanization in the riverbed is made. Dharali, we have seen previous episodes of the flash floods we have seen, and here also I see in Tirthan Valley, and which is the almost similar Central Himalayas tectonic region over the region. The geomorphology is very, very similar. This flash flood will be more detrimental if we have kind of policy of urban setting, because the Himalaya is as such declared a biodiversity hotspot in IPCC. We have less monitoring, less observation in the higher Himalayas. Radar can help up to a certain extent to capture the cloud, which can not be directly interpreted that how much volume of water is going to be precipitating over the region. And Himalayan, one thing you should see here, most of this heavy volume of flood which is coming, they are not coming in the main rivers. Bhagirathi is not flooding that much. Water level is going up, I agree. Alaknanda water level is going up, but most of the flash flood are coming from the rivulets, which are the small transit rain bearing small rivers across Central Himalaya, in Uttarakhand, in Himachal Pradesh. Most of these rivulets where people have encroached their habitat for various reasons, their encroachment over these regions not only destabilizing the slopes, they are also destabilizing the anchorage towards the plant. It will impact, of course, the human life, but you would see that how much species migration will occur in due course of time, because these are various kind of species live in these areas. So there is a very, very urgent need to look into these aspects in last 2 decades time. I am working on this
Absolutely
from
right,
last
because
two decades
the
time.
sensitive balance, the sensitive ecological balance seems to be, threatened at this point in time. Do stay on with us. Let's again beam these pictures live for our viewers, full frame. Let them see the spate of danger, what's really happening in Shimla. We're learning about two separate cloudburst incidents. Now, Dr. Dimri, the ecological balance, that seems to be under threat quite clearly. When we're talking about the future of this climate catastrophe, isn't it time for us to now look at how we need to reform our policies, how we need to look at encroachment very, very seriously? I mean, what do you want to see? What would instill confidence in you as a member of the environmental sciences fraternity? The government, making changes in terms of policy? Should you see the local administration carrying out flag marches, telling the people that, stop the encroachment? What is it that will instill confidence in you and the environmental sciences fraternity next?
See, very rightly you have pointed out the point. Urbanization has to be very planned manner. If you are looking in the urbanization because of the tourism, religious tourism, or any kind of such economic benefits individually, there is plethora of restaurants, plethora of homestays, plethora of houses are made very close to the river, and rather I would say in the river bed. You might remember the Chennai flood few years back. Chennai was flooded not because there is huge volume of water has come, but because most of the construction were done in the floodplains. Exactly the same replica, I would say, that is happening here in this tremendously stressed zone of Himalaya, where forest is one of the reasons to anchor the stabilized slope. Those stabilization has been totally disturbed. By virtue of this disturbance, you have more slurry available for flash flood.
That seems to be like a little bit of a technical difficulty with Dr. Dimri over there, but he's making absolute impeccable points here. It's high time for us to now revisit the drawing board, because what's happening in the mountainous regions is a major message. It's a warning of a climate catastrophe that we may have been ignoring for the longest time.